Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Dex Academy. If this is your first time joining us here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so that you don't miss out on our new exciting training videos. So today we are going to be talking about Databricks. So let's get started. What is Databricks? Databricks is an Apache Spark cloud-based data processing and analytics platform that enable big data processing. So Databricks is a very popular tool, and as a result of that, many professions within the data world use Databricks. And let's go through the list of these professions. So data engineers. Data engineers use Databricks to build integration process, which is connecting to data source, extracting the data, transforming the data, and loading the data. And then data analysts. So data analysts pick up this data, do some analysis on the data, right? Query the data, and also visualize the data, which is all possible within Databricks. And the next professions that use Databricks are data scientists. They use this for machine learning and large language models, LLM. So one may ask, why is Databricks so popular within the data world? So we go through a list of few of the reasons. And one of it is its scaling ability, scalability. Databricks can handle big data workload with ease. It is built on top of an Apache Spark, which is a powerful engine for large-scale data processing. And the second reason is its flexibility. Databricks allow you to run code in different languages: Python, R language, Scala, and SQL. So basically, you can use the language that best suits your need or the language you're most proficient in. And the third reason is integration. So basically, Databricks integrates with popular data storage system like S3, which is Amazon-based, SQL, Databricks, and other sources. And the fourth reason is its security. Databricks platform is secure and offer fine-grained access control and authentication. And the last and not the least is its collaboration. So Databricks make it easy to collaborate with others on your team, and you can share your notebook and code and snippets and comments on them to get feedback from other colleagues. Databricks features and component. One of the most important components of Databricks is Apache Spark. What is Apache Spark? Apache Spark is an open source multi-language distributed processing system used for big data workload. It has a built-in module for SQL, for data streaming, for machine learning, and for graph processing. Apache Spark utilizes in-memory caching, handle partitioning, and optimize query execution for fast analytics query against data of any size. And this is made possible to be able to execute fast query against data of any size, because when there is a task to be completed, these tasks are distributed across multiple workers nodes. And as a result of that, we are able to, Databricks is able to process the data fast, and we get the results in a very short amount of time. So to set up a Spark compute, a Spark cluster, we head over to our Databricks. So in Databricks, we have under the workers type, we have different CPUs and different memory size. So basically, you can configure this based on your business need or based on your organization need. So the good part about this is highly scalable, so you can scale up or scale down with just a click of a button, so without having to worry about any costs, because you only pay or you only get charged when you run this cluster. Another important features of Databricks is Notebook. So Notebook is important because the data processing, the data transformation, and model training are all done using Notebook within Databricks. A notebook is a web-based code editor that allows data engineers, data scientists, and data analysts to write code and view results for iterative development and analysis. Notebook is a cell-based editor, and as a result, you can use different cells to perform different functionalities and transformation. So if we head over to our Databricks, and just to show you this, you can see within my Databricks notebook, I have different cells to connect to the data source, load the data into data frame, and do some transformation to the data. So basically, within a notebook, all different cells, you have different cells, and within all these different cells, you can perform different transformations. Earlier on when I spoke about Apache Spark, I did mention that it supports multiple languages. So another important features of Databricks is the ability to switch programming language. So in Databricks, you can switch between the default language is Python. You can switch to SQL. You can switch to Scala. You can switch to R language. So whichever one you're most proficient in, you can actually use that language within Azure Databricks. So if I go to my Azure Databricks and just go through this. So basically, this is my notebook, and in my notebook here, we can see that the programming language, the default programming language here is Python. So if I click on this, so you can see SQL, you can see Scala, you can see R. Say for example, I am good at writing SQL. I want to write SQL code. Basically, I can use a magic command and change this to SQL language. So you see with this magic command, and you look at this here, you can see that this has now changed to SQL. Say I want to write simple select statement, select get date. I can actually, just run this and then I get my result true. So today's date is the 2nd of September 2025. So if I'm good at writing Python, say I don't know SQL, and I want to replicate the same, just the same script basically. So what I need to do is import dates time, import from date time, then import date. So I can then get today's date, which is today equals to, let me change this to string instead of a date, date dot today. And what I can do then is I can print today out. And if I execute this, press shift enter, or I can just use the run the set from here. So as you can see here, so today is the 2nd of September 2025. So basically, with Notebook, you can change the programming language to the one that you're most proficient in or the one that you're used to. So, and that is one of another key important features within data. Vital Databricks feature is ETL and data engineering. ETL stands for data extraction, transformation, and loading. Azure Databricks combine the power of Spark connector, Apache Spark with Delta, and Hive Metastore and other custom tools to provide ETL experience, making sure that data is available, clean, and stored in a data model for efficient discovery and use. So breaking this down, to do data extraction, which is the E in the E part of the ETL, we use Notebook and we use Spark connector. And with this Spark connector, we are able to connect to different data sources to extract the data. And to do the transformation, we use Apache Spark. We know from our previous explanation that Apache Spark is Spark engine is a very powerful engine and it can handle big data. So we can do transformation using different languages in here. And the loading part, we can use Delta table combined with Hive Metastore. With Hive Metastore, we are able to create our database and our table and load our data. So I'm heading to our Databricks now. So in our Databricks, if you go to catalog and under catalog, so I have my database SalesDB. Under my SalesDB, I have my table, manage sales table. So it's a simple table that I just created for demo purpose. So this is the table definition. I have ID, I have name, I have MAC. So that is extracting of the data, transforming the data, and loading the data. But to complete the ETL process, you need to be able to orchestrate the process so that the job can run, extract the data and transform the data and then load the data. To do this, you can accomplish this using jobs and pipelines. So you can create a job and you can create different you can have one pipeline, create multiple jobs. Based on this multiple job, you can schedule which of the notebook run first and which run second. So basically the sequence, you can organize the sequence at which this notebook and the job runs basically. So that completes our ETL process. The next feature on our list is machine learning, AI, and data science. So in Databricks, we use MLflow and Databricks runtime to accomplish this. So if I head into Databricks, and as you can see on my screen now, if you go to AI and ML session here, you have your playground, deploy foundation model, create an external model, and we have experiments, and we have model where you can build your model and train your model. So basically this session, AI and ML, is where you do machine learning, AI, and data science. So other important features of Databricks is real-time data and streaming analytics. In Databricks, we are able to stream data and we are able to get real-time data. So Apache Spark structure streaming integrates tightly with Delta Lake, and this provides the foundation for Lakeflow declarative pipeline and autoloader. If I go to my Azure Databricks and just some of the code that notebook that I created. So basically I will do a detailed video on the process, how I went through this, but I just wanted to show you this. So I loaded data, some sample data into my data frame. I applied Delta Lake, write the data to Delta Lake table using append. And then at the end, I created a table and then inserted data record into the table. And at the end here, let me just go towards the bottom. So I implemented a streaming data, which is basically getting a real-time data. As the data is coming into our data lake, we are picking it up. So you could have other process, maybe API, that drop the data into the data lake. So but as the data is hitting the data lake, we are picking it up and we are loading it into our destination table, and this is continuous until you actually stop the process. The next feature on our list is data warehousing, analytics, and BI. Azure Databricks combine user-friendly user interface with cost-effective compute resources and infinite scalable and affordable storage to provide a powerful platform for running analytics query for data warehouse. And user can execute query against data in a lakehouse using SQL query editor or using notebook to run a query against lakehouse in a data warehouse. So if I head over to my Databricks now, yeah, so under SQL, we have SQL data warehouse. So under my SQL data warehouse, if you have one here, so you build your SQL data warehouse, and to explore the data, to execute a query against a lakehouse in the data warehouse, you can use SQL editor, write your SQL query. Alternatively, you can use a notebook using the language you're most proficient in, either R language, Python, Scala, or SQL. So the last and not the least Databricks feature I'll be covering in this introduction video is DevOps, CI/CD, and task orchestration. Basically, you can link your Databricks workspace with DevOps or Git, and then as a result of that, you're able to manage the versioning, the automating, scheduling, and deploying of code and resources from one environment to the other. So this helps with simplifying the overhead for monitoring and orchestrating an operation. So if I head to my Databricks and just demo this, so this is my workspace and this is my repo. So I have another account that I link my DevOps account to. So but this particular account, this is my training account, so I link this with Git. So if I go to settings and linked account, you can see that there is Git linked here. So all the development that I'm doing here, so I have promoted this to the master. So I have two environment, but I've not promoted it to production yet, so just to the master basically. So I created a pull request and then merge with master. So yeah, this is it for the introduction video. So look out for more interesting video on Databricks as we dive deeper.